got a package delivered today, but unfortunately it got delivered to my old apartment. Now I'm just heading home from work and it's midnight. It's 12:30 and I'm really hoping that they left the package on the stoop. So let's go do this and we'll try to make it quick and try to not get arrested for trespassing. Alright, we got it, but the block is hot. Let's get out of here. Alright, what's going on everybody? This is TAETRO and I managed to escape last night with no trespassing charges, so that's a plus. I didn't have time to open this last night because I was too tired, but right now we're going to open it and I think you're going to like what's inside. That's right, it's the Lightpad block M from ROLI. This is a brand new block. It's basically version 2.0 of the original Lightpad block. And you're probably asking yourself, what is the difference? First off, the surface is a little bit different. It's less of just a blank slate of a surface, and it has a little more of a grid feel to it. It's still very subtle, but I found it easier to track where your finger is, whereas on the old surface, since it is just a blank slate of silicone, you don't really know where you are when you're sliding around. So when I'm sliding across this new block, I can actually feel a difference in movement as I go over the different grid lines. Also, something I noticed right away after turning it on is that it's 50% brighter than the old Lightpad block. This is huge because it's just visually easier to see what you're doing with a brighter block, and it's easier to operate in well-lit situations. And I haven't run a test yet, but they're actually saying that the battery life has been drastically improved on the Lightpad block M versus the old Lightpad block. But I'll report back on that when I've got more time in with the Lightpad block M. They're retailing for about the same price, so I wouldn't be surprised to see these Lightpad block M's replace the old Lightpad blocks in stores. They've still got USB-C charging and connection, and also the DNA connectors are the same as well. And it's not like I am gonna throw the old one away. I can actually still use them together and they will still sync up. So I would probably end up using the Lightpad block M more for playing because it has a little bit more of a tactile surface, and I will use the old Lightpad block for controlling things like mixer or just random MIDI messages, like adjusting effects, turning on beat repeats, or arming and disarming tracks. In my initial tests, it does also seem like the Lightpad block M has a slightly more sensitive surface. I have to press a lot less hard onto the pad to get my notes to sound, and this is especially true when I'm playing drum sounds. There was a little bit of difficulty with the old block in trying to play drums. You kind of had to really put a lot of pressure, but with the new block, it's actually pretty easy. So I couldn't really articulate this well while I was shooting that video just now, but I guess the way I can describe the difference between the two feelings on the pads is I definitely feel like you can sink in a lot deeper and you've got a lot more depth in the new Lightpad block M, and in the old one it kind of feels like I'm touching a very firm surface that does not have a lot of give to it. Lightpad block definitely has a lot more give, like you can lean in and be a little bit more expressive than you could with the old one. Of course, you remember the C-board block. Well, what I'm hoping to do is sort of pair all three of these together in one sort of master ROLI block setup. And I really want to make the most of what the blocks have to offer. And I've been playing a little bit more with the Noise app, and there are a lot more sound packs available now, including some more acoustic sounds. And that's really where these instruments shine. Because of the multi-polyphonic expression, you're able to get some pretty realistic string sounds just by doing vibrato and just by sliding. And the way I'm looking at the Lightpad block M is it's like an even more portable option compared to the C-board block. And the way that I'm looking at the Lightpad block M is that it's an even more portable option than the C-board block. Because sure, these are both, they're actually the same thickness about, but obviously the Lightpad block M is much smaller, and I could actually put this in my pocket if I wanted to. Couldn't really do that with this. So I'm gonna be posting some videos featuring the Lightpad block M. I'm also gonna be diving into how is the new Ableton Live integration, because they've recently posted that it actually will work natively with Live as a plug-and-play controller. Now, that doesn't include multi-polyphonic expression because that's Ableton's problem, that's not ROLI's problem. But it does automatically sync up just like a Launchpad would with the grid for session, tracks on and off, and things like that. So I'm curious to see how far I can push that. And especially having 2 blocks now, if I can use one for playing and one for clip launching, this is kind of like an ultra portable version of the setups that I always use. So that is a quick comparison of the Lightpad blocks. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below, because as I'm creating content with these Lightpad blocks, I'm hoping to answer as many questions as possible, because I know that it's probably really confusing that they almost just released the old Lightpad block, and now all of a sudden there's a new Lightpad block M. It's not like it's explicitly called version 2, but that's what it feels like. So let me know about those questions in the comments, and I'll try to answer as many of them as possible in my future sessions with the blocks. And if you enjoy live electronic music performances, tutorials, and free sound packs, click that subscribe button down below. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one. And you're probably asking yourself, what is the difference? The light.